Welcome back to the channel. I haven't posted in a while. So I've just done my TikTok. It's going to be slightly bit different to this one. Obviously, it's just basically a catch up on today's predictions, Liverpool game versus Palace, and transfer news breaking from Fabrizio Romano, which has just dropped. So if you haven't seen that, go over to his channel, check it out. I'll say what he said, but if you want to go and check out the latest on his channel. He's also just dropped I believe it's a Instagram maybe post or X, or Instagram or X, can't remember, and just basically updates you with the dealings for Liverpool. So yeah, so today's games, my predictions for today's games, we'll go through them and then I'll update you with what I think about Liverpool's game today, team news, all that kind of stuff. Even though we're only 25 minutes away from kickoff, my TikTok posted about half an hour ago. So yeah, today, last day of the Premier League today. I expect there to be a lot of goals. A couple of games might be not as mental, but I'll go through my predictions. I'll give you a little context of that. So Bournemouth 3-1. I think Bournemouth should comfortably beat Leicester today. Leicester already down. Vardy might score today. And I fancy Evan Nilsson to get a goal today. I don't know who else will score the other goals, but I fancy it to be a good game. Bournemouth, I've got Bournemouth 3-1. Ipswich and West Ham, I've got 1-1. I hope for more goals in that game, but I'm a little bit reserved. West Ham and Ipswich are not really firing on all cylinders. So you're either going to get fireworks or it's going to be a dull game, but I've gone 1-1. I expect Delap and Bowen to score. Again, if I don't know if Delap's fit. I've not seen the team news for anyone about Liverpool and Palace today. So I've gone for Fulham 1, Man City 2. Man City win and they'll secure their Champions League spot, which I think they'll do anyway. I think they're on business. I don't see them slipping up. A lot of people are talking about them slipping up today. I just don't see it. As much as Fulham are not playing for anything, and Fulham can be a good side, I'd be very surprised if Man City take their foot off the gas now, considering they've put themselves in that position, coming back from losing the cup final against Palace. They've been standing on business in the Premier League, so I'd be very surprised if they lose today. Liverpool 3-1 against Palace. I fancy Eze to score for Palace, and I fancy Salah to get a goal and assist. Salah's looking for the record, so I hope he gets it today. He's tied it, but I want him to beat it. I think he's unbelievable. I think for what he's done for Liverpool, he's a class act, and we've got another 2 years of him, so you know he can chase down some more records. Yeah, so I expect it to be a good game, fun atmosphere. The FA Cup winners Palace, and the Premier League winners Liverpool, fireworks. Bit of needle there because of them doing this before winning leagues and stuff, but again, they've both won trophies this season, so it should be a good game. Villa 2-1 against Palace. I have seen the Villa lineup. I think they've gone with a pretty strong Asensio, Watkins. They've gone quite strong, so I expect them to win 2-1. Man United, their league form is awful, and they're just on the back of the Europa League final loss, so I don't expect Man United to put up much of a game today, but could be surprised. You just never know, last games of the season, all that. I've gone for Newcastle to win 4-1. I think they'll stand on business again today as well. I don't think they'll take their foot off the gas whatsoever, as much as Everton Everton can play well and all that stuff. It's nothing game for Everton, and Newcastle need to win to get the Champions League spot secured. Again, I think most of the teams, bar Forest and Chelsea, who both play each other, I think most of the teams that are playing for that Champions League spot will win, so it could come down to goal difference. I've gone for Southampton 1, Arsenal 3. They tend to be goal-scoring games. I think at the Emirates it was 2-2 or 3-2 Arsenal, I can't remember. There was goals in it, nonetheless. I fancy Saka to score today. Probably should have backed it, but I didn't. And then I've got Spurs 2, Brighton 3. I expect it to be an open game. Brighton are hoping they can get in that European spot. I think Brighton need to win to guarantee their Europa League spot. I think if they lose and Brentford win, Brentford will take that spot. So it'd be interesting to see. And then the last game I've gone for is Wolves 2, Brentford 1. Again, that could go either way. I wasn't specifically thinking Wolves would beat them. Brentford are a good side. Wisa and Wemmer, both going to be on the move next year, I believe. But they're both are good players and they contribute a lot to that team. So, and Wolves, Cunha's last game and all that stuff. Fancy him to get a goal today. So, jumping onto the Liverpool game, the Liverpool team lineups are. We'll start with Palace. It's Henderson in goal, Munoz, Richards, Lacroix, Lerma, Mitchell, Kamada, Hughes, Sarr, Eze, Mateta. So it's fairly strengthy, fairly decent, balanced team. I expected that. And then Turner, Ward, Nketiah, Franca, Esse, Deveni, and Porfat on the bench. Liverpool's team is Alisson, Bradley, Van Dijk, Kanate, Robertson, Gravenberch, Jones, Szoboszlai, Salah, Gakpo, Diaz. I believe Diaz is playing up front. Kelleher, Gomez, Endo, Nunes, Elliot, Jota, Shimikas, Trent and Kwanzaa on the bench. I would be surprised if you see Trent today after the last game. It was a bit of a brutal one. Look, everyone's on split opinions about it, and it's a tough one. Look, you don't want to see one of your homegrown players go, but at the end of the day, he made his decision 2 years ago that he wanted to go, ran the club, ran it down, contracts and all that stuff. Look, there's a lot of variables on it, a lot of sides, a lot of arguments, a lot of points. We're not going to get into it now because it's the last game of the season. We all should be celebrating. Even Trent, he deserved to celebrate. He's part of the team that won the league this season, regardless of his decision for the future. So, I expect Liverpool and Palace to be a lively game today. Obviously, I'll be watching it on TV. I've got it on. I'm watching it. They're just doing a build-up to all the other games in the background on Sky. Obviously, I think 3 or 4 games are on TV today. I'm pretty sure I've seen Chelsea and Forest on one, and I think Newcastle might be on another. I'm sure they've got 4 games on today. I don't know. I've not exactly gone through the channels yet, but if you're looking for the games, Sky Sports is one. You can find the games on there, unless you've got a wink, one of them ones where you can get all the games. But I haven't got one of them, so yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this pans out today. I have got a couple of bets on, so I'll go through few of my bets that I've gone on for today. I've gone for every team to score today, which I thought was a bit of a punt. It's 110 to 1. I thought it was a good shout. Never know, on the last game of the season, you might get lucky. I've gone for every game to have over 2.5 goals as well. Again, that's another one. There's 3 games that I see that could be under. Man United could be under. Wolves and Brentford could be under, and so could Ipswich, West Ham. They're the 3 games I look at. I think it could be under 2.5 goals, and both teams might not score in both those games. Again, last games of the season, it's just more of a poundy punt on either. Well, I had a £2 free bet on one of them, the over 2.5 goals, and I put £1 on my money on the both teams score because it's 110 to 1, so £110 back for a quid isn't worth it. I had a 5-fold on. I've got Man City, West Ham, Villa, and Charlton. Charlton have already won. Sorry if anyone's a Charlton fan out there, but you probably would have watched it, I would have thought. Beat Leighton Orient 1-0. I've got another bet on. I've got Villa, Forest, Brentford, Brighton. Another bet on. I've got a couple of requester bets on. Eze to have a shot on target, Van Dijk to have 2 shots on target, and Munoz and Kanate to be booked. I think it's 78 to 1. Then I've also got Fernandes to have 1 shot on target, Matty Cash to be booked, 3 goals and 10 corners. And then I've got as a double with Bowen, 1 shot on target, 10 corners and 3 cards, sorry. So that's a double. I can't remember what the odds were. It's over 100, nearly 100 to 1, or just around about that. And then I've got a half-time bet on, which is Spurs, West Ham, Forest, Man United, all to draw at half-time. So I like putting a little punt on like that. So yeah, a few punts on today. Nothing major. Last game of the season, we'll see how that pans out. So yeah, Liverpool lifting the trophy today. It's going to be absolute atmosphere. I was going to go down today. I did go down the last time we got to the last game of the season. I think we played Newcastle and we won, but I think City had won. It was like the closest one with a 97-point thingy. I went down. It was absolute mayhem. Issues not necessarily going down. It's getting a hotel, and travel's okay. It's not too bad. You'd probably get a ticket like for less than 60 quid return if you wanted to come back the same day, or the next day you probably get one for about 50. The issue is trying to get a hotel. I was looking at hotels for the last game of the season. Tickets to the game were going for about £2,000 last time I checked, which is just mental, which some people will pay it, whatever. And the hotels were upwards of 800 quid for a night, which I just refuse to pay £800 for a night when you could get pissed and you could get a taxi. I live in Coventry, so you could probably get a taxi back for that price. It's crazy if you think of it. Anyway, yeah, so shame. I would love to have gone down. I would love to have gone down to the Monster Parade, but I am back at work tomorrow, unfortunately, so that's just not going to happen. So, yeah, so I expect it to be fireworks all over the place. I expect all the teams that are vying for the Champions League spots to win, bar the Forest-Chelsea game, which I actually think might be a draw. I would say Forest at home, but they're a bit edgy, and Chelsea, you don't know what you're going to get with them away. So I think fancy a draw there. Purposely, well, put I put like, I mean, I did put Forest. Well, I don't think I've even put the Forest result there. Yeah, that's one game I missed off. Yeah, I did put 1-1 for that. Sorry, I must have not put it on my sheet, but Forest Chelsea I went for 1-1. So I don't know. I can't remember my Super Six. So forgive me. I can't even go through my Super Six on the last game of the season. So yeah, and then so onto the transfer side of it, I believe that Fabrizio Romano just posted that Liverpool are close on a Kerkez deal from Bournemouth. Contract side on a player side have all been agreed. It's just the fee. I believe the fee's pretty straightforward. I believe it's £50 million buyout. I don't know if it's going to be instalments or whatnot, but he said that it's all done on the player side, and then also everything's done on the player side for Florian Wirtz and for Jeremy Frimpong. I believe the Frimpong one is a buyout of 35 million. That's apparently done. I don't know if they're not going to announce anyone being signed yet because the transfer window isn't officially open yet. They can still announce players, just can't sign officially to the first. And obviously they are saying that the Wirtz deal is very close. I think on the player side is agreed. It's just now the official transfer itself, the breakdown of the fee. They reckon it being in the region of £110 million English. So that's probably about 125 million euros, depending on what the exchange rate is today. Plus, there are rumours that they are looking for a goalkeeper and they are looking for a striker and a midfielder. So apparently the rumours are that Kelleher and Harvey Elliott could potentially be on their way to them to levy some of that money. I also have heard, I mean, look, again, I think at this point it's rumours and not official, so it's confirmed. But there are rumours that Nunez, Diaz and Jota also are all on the way out. Again, Jota is the one that's a question mark on that. Diaz isn't confirmed, but apparently Barca are interested in Liverpool are looking to kind of levy bring some of that money back in. I would be surprised if Liverpool sell Diaz for 70, that apparently has been touted. 50 for Nunez, that's 120. Yeah, 120 for them too. If you end up getting that Florian Wirtz deal down to about 80 million, then you've kind of made that money back. I would be surprised if we didn't sign 2 or 3 more players in addition to the 3 we've signed. There's no way 3 players is what is the transformation. I don't think he fancies half the players in that squad, so he's going to bring what he wants in. You can see that already. He's aggressive in the market. He's gone for 3 players. He's gone for Frimpong. He's gone for Kerkez. He's gone for Wirtz. I kind of might go on a whim here and say that they might go for Victor Gyökeres. I think out of the 4 strikers that I've heard Liverpool linked with, Isak 150, no chance of going for him. It's just too much money after buying Wirtz for 100 plus. Ekitike, again, there's a 50-50 chance that still might happen. Then you've got the other 2 strikers we were linked with. I believe we were linked with Benjamin Sesko and Julian Alvarez. Julian Alvarez is possible, but again, I think it would hinge on trading players across. The Gyökeres is only available for 65 million euros. So you equate that down to euros, in English, it's probably about 59 million. Would Liverpool want to take a punt on a player that's had an unbelievable season in Portugal? He was playing for Coventry before in the Championship. Did really well there, went straight to Sporting Lisbon, and he's been unbelievable there. I think he was the highest goal scorer in the Champions League, possible. I can't remember if he was or not, but I think his goal record for Sporting Lisbon is almost like goals to game ratio is probably like 1 goal a game or something like that. It's incredible, really. Goal and assist maybe is the same or something close to that. So yeah, maybe he's the one that they take a punt on. Look, I've seen him touted to Man United being interested. I've seen Arsenal being interested, but Arsenal also apparently want Benjamin Sesko. So again, look, it's so early, you just don't know. But I think Liverpool, if they're in for someone, I think they're going to stand on it. They're not. It doesn't seem like they're wasting any time to go for anybody. So yeah, let me know in your comments below. Let me know who you think Liverpool who's gonna go, who's gonna stay. And let me know who you think's going to come in. It's exciting times really for Liverpool because we don't really get any of this. We normally get this later on. It's normally we seem like we've waited to stand on business and we're doing it right at the beginning of the transfer window before anyone else can start making moves. I think that's the way we have to be aggressive. But it seems like Slotter's now getting the players in that he feels that he wants. Like London Dave, he's just wanted to lead with a team that's not his, and got them players playing. I wonder what you can do with the players he gets in that he wants. Exciting times to be Liverpool. So yeah, so we're about 11 minutes away from kickoff, 10 minutes away from kickoff. I might do a post. I'm definitely going to be doing a post-match review on TikTok. So if you haven't got that, I'll put my link tree below. You can follow me on TikTok. So yeah, get your comments in. Let me know what you think. Last game of the season, what are your predictions for all the other matches, and transfer news, what are you thinking for your club? Let me know. Peace. Love you all. Catch you later.